What's up with y'all? This is King Blip. Happy Friday. Oh, I want to make this one like real fast, for all of y'all. You feel me? This is our country. It is what it is. You feel me? Uh, First of all, for y'all that be playing on the internet and stuff like that and doing what y'all keep doing what y'all doing because y'all not just playing, y'all getting rich. That's how y'all getting these contracts with Tubi and Netflix and stuff. I know the whole get down. Like, trust me, like I know. And it's very promotive to y'all and y'all families because y'all not doing what, we had to run social media predators off of from doing what they were doing. You know what I mean? Council culture, basically, right? So, trip out on this. They got this thing that they're asking, specifically females. They're not just being, they're not just being specific. They're saying it in general. Do you get what I'm saying? The same thing like our lawsuits. How they said they was trying to separated women from their children, and then this child ended up popping up, OD'd and all this other stuff, and that's how Congress blocked those, because they traced it back to officers. Do you get what I'm saying? And the fake profiles. So what they're doing now, as they leave, because council culture is being moved on again, like they're leaving. So what this is their way of locking up those who they didn't like. So in the workplace, they'll try to frame up the female. So they, whatever issue they got, right, with females. So same thing on Capitol Hill. They call them the same thing, right? So trip out on this. They're asking this way out thing to where, oh, post yourself. Let me tell y'all this. First of all, on any platform, I don't care what it is, nobody's ever gonna ask you, post yourself. There's no trend that's gonna ask you that. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna ask you post yourself. Nobody's gonna ask you to put yourself out there. That's basically sexually exploiting. That's illegal. So they're not gonna ask you to do that. So y'all don't need to do that. You get what I'm saying? Y'all haven't been doing that. That's been them. So why they're asking y'all to, you get what I'm saying? Like, they're not asking y'all to do that because you can't get paid. For those individuals that are getting paid from those platforms, and like it's a job, they're not paying you the way that scammers will tell you that they are paying you. They're not sitting back telling oh, if you do this, then this is this is gonna get you this much money, this is gonna do this is gonna do that. And no, the hell it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you have to have a certain amount of likes, followers, you have to have a certain amount of things that'll benefit that platform to bring more people and more attention. That thing is meant for family and friends. It's not meant for, people trying to prey on women and children. That's not what that's for, period. You feel me? So I'm not going to beat around the bush with what it is. People that runs to other people to try to lure other people in, that's what a social media predator is. That's what a predator is. Those are tactics of a predator. We already went through that with Michael. We already went through that with, Bill Cosby. We already seen this same type of mentality. You feel me? So for them, they done put their voice out there. That's voice recognition, facial recognition. That's an easy open and shut case, straight up. And last I checked, only the feds and higher up can be on those platforms. Not anybody that was involved with council culture. You get what I'm saying? And those lower, levels of the government, they can't be unless they're a part of that task force. That's the only way, because that's ran by the feds. So those are our agents, whether they tell you that or not. You feel me? So back to the topic. There is no trend right now that's telling anybody to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you to do that. That's just what it is. That's just a scam. And how you know it's a scam, they're going to DM you. They're going to try to message you and all types of secrecy. You get what I'm saying? And then try to ease onto a different platform, something totally different, and try to not be, detected for their bull crap. Do you get what I'm saying? And then when it gets there, and usually that's like WhatsApp or something else. You get what I'm saying? If you start something right there, then that's where that should be. If anything is asking you, oh, give me this information and give me that information, That's stupid, because on any platform, even on Google, that's another platform. You get what I'm saying? On everything that has to do with social, they have something already on there to where you can sit back and you can send money to your family, your friends, you can donate. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not discouraging each other in this country. That's not a part of the new normal. Do you get what I'm saying? That's just council culture. That's their thing. Do you get what I mean? And if they don't like somebody, they shouldn't be around them. If we bother they AZZ that much, then obviously whatever they were trying to do against our land, our country, they're their own fault. So y'all don't need to pay attention to that. What y'all need to do is report it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna ask you and beg you for something. That's not gonna happen. They got too much ways to make money on anything than somebody trying to meet you and then, secret message you and then, oh, let's go on this because I feel more comfortable on this. I'm like, nah. You get what I'm saying? Like, those are all scams. And and we're not stupid. So if anybody that's even asking, you get what I'm saying? Say, I'll just give y'all an example right now. I meet a chick, right? And just a heads up, like, we're getting somewhere with this, right? So I meet a chick, right? And then I'm like, hey, I need this, I need that. I think we should meet up. You feel me? Like, I'm feeling you. You feel me? And then we meet up, right? And then it's nothing what she was thinking about. All right, that's common on any type of platform, right? And because of that, and because of the high levels of diseases, you got all types of CIA agents on there. Now, let me give y'all another example of what I'm saying. When there was a situation, you know what I mean, when I was out of state before I came back to California, right? So this idiot, this older man, you just say it like this older man, he comes from a different state to go out there to the state where I was at to meet up with a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old, right? So they did that, and this was all on the dating sites, the socials, all that, right? Same thing the news got on out here in California, let it be known. We're on the text messages on that and brushed it off like, whoop-de-doo, we're on this already. So whatever y'all doing, we already know. Y'all being charged, like, you know what I mean? You're that stupid. You get? So this individual, he comes there to meet this child flat out. Agents is everywhere, just looking, waiting. You feel me? And he touched down, bam. And they swarm all over him and found he had he had rope and a gang of baby, or like, nigga, you feel me? Like, what were you thinking? And then the question went back to the parents. Where the hell was y'all? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and you got me, I had to literally violate so many times chasing these same type of cancel culture niggas down for my country that I love. I took a pledge. I pledged when I was a child and Head Start. That's what the American flag is, when you pledging allegiance. You get what I'm saying? Like, everything is out of the ordinary. Now imagine when your country is at war with something. What are you gonna do? Do you get what I'm saying? So now that all of that's done, we're advocating now. We're promoting. We're encouraging each other. We're encouraging each other. Do you get what I'm saying? So what we're doing now is so beneficial to our land. We're straightening out every problem that ever existed in this country. And right now, nobody needs to really, look past, because I know y'all not bringing too much of it up, because y'all already know if anybody wants something, it's too direct on those social platforms. Oh, this and this and that. Nobody really asking, but if you do it, then it's just a donate. So bam, I did it plenty of times. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's there. They're not asking you for anything else. Everything is through that same platform. And I said that the family members, friends, I take care of mine. You feel me? That's just being American. That's being human being. That's being in contact with your family. Do you get what I'm saying? Your friends. You get what I mean? So now trip out on this. That idiot, he got caught up. That's all in the papers, right? There's too many agents and all types of parts of the government onto this group. So as soon as they're texting back and forth, like I said before, those are filing false documents. You're texting back and forth directly with somebody in the department, whether that nigga is spam or not. That's just a federal offense on his end. But committing perjury, you can't even do that on stand. You cannot do that on the stand at all. You feel me? And you can't even lie to a federal agent. That's another crime. So imagine I went through the system already, even before I came back this way. And those agents told those officers, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Basically, piss off, but in a professional way. Like, piss off, like, get out of his business. He's in the females. He's gonna work. He's gonna get the 2-story house. He's gonna get this vehicle. He's finna do this because it's legal. Not men hiding behind badges and sending other men to bend over and act weird around another. And look at what they were the whole time. My whole history has been against them. They just more out there. And they're few in numbers. So when they're running back to social and we hear this idiot on cyber screaming, thoughts of me, that's illegal. Just like them texting back and forth to him, because half of them is on parole and probation anyway. They're not supposed to be in contact with no officer. You feel me? So for somebody to sit back and they're just, and then they're screaming social, all I'm seeing is social media predators. That's all I'm hearing, social media predators. And then they come out with this type of stuff. Do you get what I mean? Like, that's illegal. You can't due process rights nobody and violate that. You cannot set nobody up. You cannot do no type of discrimination because those are hate crimes. Those are all federal offenses. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially for somebody that's constantly advocating for the country and speaking for the country and speaking for what is right. That's our God-given right. That is also a right, too, in this country because we're patriots. Do you get what I mean? Not for somebody trying to victimize and play victim at the same damn time. That's confused. So when those individuals are trying to hide behind other individuals and actually, oh, post this, post that, and it's not no trend, think before you post, like they tell everybody. Before you do anything, even when you're filling out an application, think of what that is saying on there, what that job description is, because if you cannot perform that, that's finna go to the next job description. It's finna affect that. Do you get what I'm saying? And if you think before you're doing this, research it. Like researching a job. Research it. Is this true? Is this happening? Is it? And they're gonna say, no, this is not happening. This is not true. It sounds too good to be true. It's not true at all. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if that was the case, everybody would have been doing that. Those are idiots that are trying to, pen cases on other people that then have no business being involved with them. And since there is no excuse for that, they get exactly what they deserve. The judge can figure that out. That's why he and she is there on that stand. Do you get what I'm saying? On the bench to literally figure that out. And they can figure it out how their relationships was, how far it went back, what actions they have against what. Because last I checked, since 2022, we're all connected in this country. The only one that's not connected, that got disconnected from us, was council culture. That's why they bound to a phone like that. So regardless of the facts of a variety of what it is, don't fall for that scam. Y'all make sure y'all do not fall for that scam, because somebody meeting you somewhere and then jumping to a different place and then a different place. Think of how somebody's conversation that cannot stay straight. You get what I'm saying? And you got to chase them around on every topic and link it together that they're BS. I could cut straight to the chase for you. Disconnect that. In fact, report it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because how the old saying goes is better safe than sorry. Do you get what I mean? It's better safe than sorry. It ain't like I'm not a planning daddy. It's not like I don't have family member. I got a big family. I got a military family too at that. You know what I mean? I'm not just a street nigga. I got some training. I got some goodness in me. You feel me? Of a variety. So I don't stand for something, especially a lie. Do you get what I mean? So it's better safe than sorry. Do you get what I mean? And to keep doing what y'all doing, because I done seen a lot of y'all start from, this, and then next thing you know, I'm looking at Tubi and I'm seeing y'all face. I'm looking at, Netflix, and I'm seeing y'all face like, oh yeah, they did that. They did that. I was just laughing at that thing. You know what I mean? I just seen this sketch, this skit. that's promoting healthy living, that's promoting, you know, how to handle a toxic relationship, how to handle these toxic environments, you know what I mean? This encouraging stuff. Do you get what I mean? Now they making it big. So that, what does that tell everybody? It's better to be positive, and especially when you see those who are trying to do wrong, they struggling with it. Do you get what I mean? So it's better to be on that straight path, because everything that was causing confusion, I'm gonna just tell you flat out, these are all white supremacy tactics to cause confusion, and there ain't no confusion in our country. And if they're struggling that bad to try to confuse somebody, they stand out on their own. Do you get what I mean? Like, and special thanks to y'all, because y'all is the one that told me we don't want to see them. We just want to see you. We don't want to even hear them. Y'all already knew. That's why y'all out here in California protested all against gang stalkers. Y'all knew everything about them. Y'all knew why they jumped around from Y'all knew the whole nine. That's why y'all not even wasting your time with them out here. Because it's a waste of time. That's why my fams, they already make that no escaping this. And what would y'all see? The same thing back then. And the video, the cops doing this and doing that, and then the females, that how they was dressed because they were streetwalkers. Then you had the mother that was dropping her stuff and she picked it up, and then you had them playing with the bombs, and then the idiot screaming on the phone like basically a sign that they're play on devices illegally. Do you get what I mean? So that's what that was about. That's what that was about. And then it was the message of how we got rid of everything and what it was. And it wasn't just spiritual, it was physical too. It was realistic. You get what I'm saying? And everything that rises on the east, it sets on the west. This country will never go through that again. So it's very, very vital to look after yourselves. You feel me? Especially when you got a bright future ahead of you. So these little tricks and little scams and all this other, if it was so good, they wouldn't be telling nobody else to do it. They would be doing that. Where's all of their videos asking somebody else to do what they should have been doing and letting it be known like that? Where's all their proof of everything? You get what I'm saying? Instead of them just acting like for confusion. And then it's in a general thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, and just like I do what I do, y'all don't see me in Web3 doing a damn thing. That's illegal. You feel me? Like, that's not happening. I didn't even had officers tell me like all types of stuff, you know what I mean? And mention everything about me, because everything that I done against council culture, oh yeah, you best believe the feds watch me. I had, for one time, the military followed me around, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I left a gang of damage. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna use all my platforms, everything that when the court process happened, I'm gonna use all that against this group. That is not nothing to be paranoid about. Like, I sat there in shackles like Cinque, all for like Amistad, and fighting for those women that was involved with, you know, being targeted for trafficking. My nigga, I already ended that. They're saying it out of their own mouth. There was a reason I violated so damn much. It wasn't because I wanted to. It was because my country needed me. What did JFK say? Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Yeah. It is what it is. Why they were dying. And that yellow stuff and that red blood coming out of their mouth, because they were also passing COVID. I had to address so much stuff for the sake of y'all. That's why I don't waste my time talking to them. I don't want to. They shouldn't even be breathing our air. Period. And that's my core feeling. So when they say spiritual stuff, spiritual, yes. It could be that too if they wanted to. You get what I'm saying? But even in that realm, guess what? I hate evil. I really do. It's scary. It's weird. It's a frightening type of entity, because it cannot stand anything to do with the light. It's that scary. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's not that, oh, we're trying to scare this or we're trying. No, those are all their emotions. Got nothing to do with us. God don't stand for nothing perverted or wicked. You read the Bible and you're going to see it. Every time something is getting ready to be destroyed, it is always called perverted. You cannot pervert the law. You cannot pervert this. You cannot pervert that. Do you get what I'm saying? We got rights to our spirituality. Those are all protected by federal law. Just like our sexual orientation, that is protected by federal law. That's why I laugh at these individuals, because they are so desperate and cry that they cannot do nothing wrong. They try to victimize another and then try to cry and play victim at the same time. But y'all have a happy Friday. You get what I'm saying? This is almost over. We still got the second Exodus, but this is all our paperwork. So after that, we got the court processes, and then all of my affairs, you already know. We got that the second Exodus. This is all scripture. Isaiah chapter 11, Isaiah chapter 4, Isaiah chapter 9, Isaiah chapter 60, chapter 25. Do you get what I'm saying? What I'm doing with y'all? Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 48 through 49. You feel me? What I did to them as well. Romans chapter 1, verse 17 through 32. Jude. What I'm doing with y'all, even out there that they complain about and try to play that segregation game. That's Matthew chapter 25. You feel me? Like, I don't got time for them. The world is being atoned for. Do you get what I'm saying? If you didn't believe how much they are suffering, just look at Matthew chapter what? Chapter 23, verse 35. And you'll see just how much damage they did to their life. That was their free will. My free will and your free will is something totally different. Totally different. Nobody can blame anybody for their destruction, for their death. I was in there when those officers were telling them, knowing they were in a federal investigation. Everybody protested against racism in the department. So it doesn't look good on them following nobody or trying to play nobody down, or using bombs with people that's dying from diseases that don't even look good, especially after the end of COVID. That do not look good on them at all. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was in there and I heard the same thing, that they was, because they gonna reveal it in the light. And what did they reveal? Oh, this is not gonna last long. In the end, it's gonna be a terrible destruction because it's treason. So if they fully knew, they're fully aware that all the manipulation, the sexual manipulation, all this misconduct and this weird, I can't think of one federal law they have not broken. One law, one constitution, one something, just one that they have not broken. So what do? I do what I do, and y'all doing what y'all do, and they're not liking that at all. We too legal. You feel me? But anyway, y'all have a beautiful Friday, a self-care weekend. You feel me? And y'all just think about that. When somebody is posting something or they're trying to get at you through, some platform or, some dating site or whatever, because they on that too. There's too many diseases on there. You get what I'm saying? Like, just think of it like this. They're already got. They're already caught. They're done with already. When you have stuff that you're dying from and you're trying to pass it to somebody else with some excuse for their behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? And running back to a phone, now you see why. Gabby said that from NCIS to the news, that these stalkers need data. We're in a tech era. So if we're in there, you get what I'm saying? And it doubles back to why the news laughed it off when they tried to interrupt another protest and said, oh yeah, we're in their phones. They're gonna, they're gonna post it on. So you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, damn, we see the same similarities, meaning they get the same orders from the same individuals that wander around up and down the street trying to illegally play their sirens for them. Do you get what I mean? So if those people are handling their business because they know what the trash is, they already told me. Like, they put it this way. I'll tell you as simple as this and remind y'all. I was out there doing my thing, right? And the agent walked right up to me. He knew already. He knew. I knew there was a difference between treason and then some street stuff. You feel me? They cannot try to take my mind back to anything that makes me see anything different. Too militant, too godly. You feel me? So I'm doing my thing, and I'm looking at the trash, how they just left their gnat filled, blankets that's nasty. You get what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this. They left this purposely in front of these females' business. That also males is there, but there's female nurses right there, and they're leaving this right here as a sign of F you. Like these same individuals told them to write on the wall and all this other stuff, like the nasty stuff, So an agent walks right up and he looks at me and he said, "We know how to deal with child molesters. We've been dealing with them for years. We know how to deal with them. But it's a dirty official that we hate with a passion." And I realized something. All the confusion that these idiots tried to bring to, people, to the streets, to everything, to draw this confusion in our country that has been. They hate with a passion a dirty badge that don't really represent what they supposed to represent. You feel me? And when I seen that look in his eyes, I knew that look. I recognized that look too well. You feel me? That same type of look is my surroundings. So I knew they're finna kill these niggas. They're finna make sure they're screwed over in every single way, because it's treason. Look at what happened to Osama bin Laden for 9/11. Now imagine these idiots on our soil after COVID, after the end of human trafficking, after all this stuff, and you got people panicking. You can't possibly imagine what they got on them and why they are panicking that way. And nobody else is panicking, But leading back to scripture, the righteous and the meek will inherit the land. The wicked is like chaff. The wind blows and they are no more, meaning they're that weak. They ain't even compared to our wind. You get what I'm saying? So this is a great time in our country. It's a great time in our nation. And it's a great time to be breathing. Why not be grateful? You feel me?